Hello friends, I'll be discussing about transportation models. Transportation is very important piece of work in supply chain. When you take a developed economy like Western countries, primarily US, Europe, etc., the logistic cost is around 6.5% of the GDP. Whereas in a developing economy like India, it could be in the range of 12%. So you see a huge potential for saving in this area. Therefore, there is a huge significance of this model in reducing the transportation cost. Transportation is normally applied when you have got sources or supply points, then you have destinations or demand point. So from n number of supply points to m number of demand points, model can be tackled using transportation model. The allocation of resources so that you can get the lowest cost is done in two steps. One is called initial allocation and then you have optimization. There are three methods of initial allocation: northwest corner rule, least cost method and Vogel method. So I will discuss each one of them one at a time. So let's go ahead and discuss with northwest corner rule. Now here the top portion of this particular matrix, we have shown our transportation matrix. There are three sources: S1, S2 and S3. There are four destinations: D1, D2, D3 and D4. Each cell like S1, D1 shows the cost per unit of transportation from source S1 to D1. Similarly, S2, D2 is the cost per unit from source S2 to D2 and so on and so forth. So here you have the cost of all the combination. So our goal is to minimize the total cost. The supply capacity of S1 is 12, for S2 is 17 and S3 is 11. Similarly, demand for D1 point is 10, D2 is 10, D3 is 10 and D4 is 10. Now very first thing, before we start, we must look at the first step, what is the total supply? If you sum up 12, 17, 11, you get 40 units. Now the second thing is you need to understand how much is total demand. So if you sum up D1 to D4, this also is 40. So this is the case when supply and demand is balanced. Now let us take a case, let us say D2 point has got a demand of 20 units. The moment you do this, then the demand becomes 50 units and supply is 40 units. This means they are not balanced. The moment you have a gap between demand and supply or supply and demand, then first thing you need to do is create a dummy so that these two could be balanced. So let us create one dummy supply point here known as S4. Now cost for each destination for dummies will be 0, 0 and the supply will be 10 units so that both gets balanced. Now when you add it up together, you will get 50 here. Similarly, if you add up the demands, you are getting 50 here. So both gets balanced. So the first thing before you start solving any transportation problem is to ensure that supply and demands are balanced. If they are not, introduce appropriate dummy to balance them. That's the first step. You must remember that. Now let's go back to the original problem. We'll delete this line and we'll make it 10. So both gets, we have a balanced supply demand case. Now let's go ahead and start allocating from northwest corner rule. Now this is the initial allocation method. So what we do is S1 D1 is the northwest first corner. So here when you look at demand in D1 is 10 and supply in S1 is 12. So maximum in S1 D1 we can allocate 10 units. The moment we allocate 10 units here, this particular demand is met. So this particular column is gone. Now from here S1 D1 we move right because we need to meet 12 units. So S1 D2 we will allocate 2 units. So the moment we do this, this is also gone. These two are gone. So after doing this, after doing S2 D2, we come down. This means S2 D2. After doing S1 D2, we come to S2 D2. Now here in S2 the 2 units are there, but demand here is 10 units. So we can allocate 8 units here. 8 units we can allocate here. So the moment we allocate 8 units, this demand is gone because here this we have 2 plus 8, 10. Here we have 10 and 10, so both get satisfied. After doing 8 here, we go right. This means S2 D3. Now S2 D3 we can allocate 10 units. S2 D3. S2 D3 we can allocate 8 units are there. So here we can do 9 units. So that S2 D3 we can do S2 D3 we can allocate S2 D3 we can allocate 9 units because the 17 is there. So this is also gone. This particular row is gone. So now we have got match the demand of S1 row and S2 row and also D1 and D2 demand points. Now having done this, from here we come down. This means here. Now out of 10, 9 is allocated. So we allocate 1 unit here. The moment we do 1, this is gone. So this we fulfill. Now the only one left here is S3 D3 is 1. So 9, 10 gone. Now here we have got S3. The total requirement is 11 units here. 1 unit already allocated. So we can allocate 10 units here, 10 units here. The moment we allocate 10 units here, this demand is met and also the supply point, all the supply is exhausted. So we have got an allocation, and you see here, this is the total cost which I have just calculated by some product of these two matrices. The cost matrix which is given here in this particular case, and the allocation which we have done normally here. And therefore in northwest quadrant method, when we do allocation, we get total cost of 2250. And one thing I would like to tell you here, if you do allocation manually, I have taken help of Excel. Normally this all cost is written on the top corner, like let's say S1 D1 will be coming here, and the allocation we write in the same cell in the center. Instead of having two small area here, we have only one small area. So wherever we have allocation, that has got 2 entry, and all the cost entries are normally at the top right corner of that cell. That's the way is not a general standard for writing a transportation table. So I think we have finished northwest quadrant method and we have got a 2250. Thank you.